So, dito tayo ngayon sa transformer rating. So, yung ating transformer ay rated by kVA. So, yun yung madalas na rating ng ating transformer. So, bakit? So, alam natin, sa ating transformer ay ginagamit para mag-supply sa load or mag-deliver or mag-transfer ng electrical energy from one circuit to another or from the distribution to consumer loads, ano? So ngayon, alam natin na meron tayong different kinds of load or different nature ng load. So yan ay pwedeng resistive, so pwedeng inductive, itong drawing. Pwede yan na inductive, siyempre pwedeng capacitive. Okay? So yan yung tatlong nature ng load. So kapag kinuha natin yung power ng power dissipated by each nature of loads, so yung ating para sa purely resistive load, that is in terms of watts or kilowatts, sabihin natin kilowatts, okay? So yung ating inductive and capacitive load, so yan ay nagfo-fall sa reactive power, no? Or in kVAR. Okay? So in actual, sa system, wala kang component or load na purely resistive or capacitive. Therefore, to get the combination of two, so alam natin yung kombinasyon ng dalawa, the unit that will relate or will give the relation between the active and reactive component of the load, so that is kVA, no? So kVA is equal to kilowatts plus J, o plus or minus J kVAR. So yun yung ating nakuha sa ating electrical circuits, no? So yun ang dahilan kung bakit kVA yung ating rating para sa transformer. So halos lahat ng problem or lahat ng problem sa transformer, related sa transformer, so ibibigay sa atin yung rating ng transformer in terms of kVA. Okay, so kVA means 1,000 of volt ampere, no? Okay, sino-shortcut na natin, so ginagamitan natin ng yung tinatawag nating prefix na kilo, no? So we use kVA. For example, you have 200 volts, so you want to get the rating, ano? So rating ng transformer, no? So kVA rating ang gusto mo makuha, kVA rating. So meron kang 200 volts and meron kang 1,000 amperes. Okay, so multiply natin. So we have 200,000 volt ampere. Okay, so to make that convert that into a kVA unit, so divide lang tayo ng 1,000, di ba? So 1,000 means kilo, malinaw sa atin yan. So to make this unit volt ampere. Okay, so para mas malinaw, ito siya, ano? Para ka lang nagko-conversion of units. So yung volt ampere natin, so we have 1 kVA for every 1,000 volt ampere. Okay, so yun yung apparent power, di ba? Volt ampere. So we divide this basically by 1,000, so we have 200 kVA. So ayun yung rating ng ating transformer. Okay, so ganun lang kadali yung sa kVA rating, ano? So now, let's have the ideal transformer at no load. So kung naalala natin, when we say ideal, so what are the factors considered or needed to make a transformer an ideal one. Okay? So yung kanyang resistive o resistance ng ating winding ay sabi 0 daw, ano? Okay? Purely inductive yung ating mga winding, no? Based dun sa ideal na transformer. So, ano ba ang nangyayari kapag halimbawa yung ating transformer ay no load, ano? So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung iyong supply, palitan natin AG, ano? Sabihin natin VP or the terminal voltage on the primary side. So, connected ka sa isang power supply, pero yung secondary side mo, so wala kang load, ano? Walang nakakaabit na load. So, basically, your current here or the secondary current is equal to 0. Okay, so anong current or anong magpo-flow na current sa primary side? So, syempre, so since this is ideal transformer, ang magpo-flow lang na current ay yung current that is needed for the primary winding to induce flux, no? Yung kailangan na current para makapag-produce ng flux. So, that is what we call the I sub M or the magnetizing current. Magnetizing current. Okay? So, yun lang yung dadaloy doon. Baka may magtanong, sir, di ba ang copper nagko-consume din, ano? So, based dun sa ating ideal transformer, yung ating resistance daw is equal to 0. No? 0 ang ating resistance kapag ideal transformer tayo. So, meaning, kung resistance mo ay 0, no losses. No, wala kang copper loss. So, yun yung sa ideal. Ibig sabihin, pag nagpasok ka ng 5 kVA na load or ng supply, okay, so 5 kVA yung kaya niya, no? For example, meron ka 5 kVA na rating, so kaya niya mag-supply ng 5 kVA. So, yung linawin ko lang, yung rating na yan, so pwedeng mahati yan into kilowatts or active load and syempre yung ating reactive load, ano? So, yun siya, combination, ano? K-bar. This is K-bar. Okay? So, now, so we have the diagram for the ideal transformer at no load, ano? So, this is the, for example, this is the voltage, VP, ano? So, yun yung voltahe nating supply. Palitan natin itong VP. Ayoko na AG. Okay? So, EP natin, that is the induced voltage in the primary side. So, meron tayong terminal voltage, VP, and yung ating induced voltage, ano, sa according to Lenz's law. Okay? So, and this one is the magnetizing current. So, we have I sub M. Okay? I sub M. So, bakit nag 90 degrees? Remember that the magnetizing current is the current needed for the primary winding to induce flux. Meaning, the component of an ideal transformer is purely reactive. Kung reactive yan or purely inductive, ano? Kung inductive yan, okay. The current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. Okay? Nauuna ng 90 yung voltage or nahuhuli ng 90 degrees yung current. Okay? Then, yung flux syempre na mapoproduce nung current na pumasok or yung magnetizing current is in phase with the magnetizing current. So, halimbawa, ang current mo ito, di ba yan? So, syempre, nakasunod lang yung flux dyan. Okay? Pangit lang drawing. Nakasunod lang yung graph ng flux mo or in phase ka. Sabay sila, no? Then, yung ating induced voltages for EP or for primary and secondary side, so yan, as defined by the Lenz's law, the induced EMF or induced voltage opposes the direction of the voltage that causes it. So, ano ba yung voltage na nagko-cause dun sa ating induced EMF? Or yung supply voltage natin? Siyempre, yung VP, yung primary. Therefore, yung direction ng ating induced primary voltage or EP is in the opposite direction of VP. So this is E sub P. Gawin natin big letter. Sige, gawin natin small. This is E sub P. E sub P. Siyempre, ano ang magkakos ng induced voltage sa secondary? Siyempre, ito ng induced voltage sa primary. Therefore, yung kanilang phase sabay. So, in phase sila. So, yung ating E sub S is also in this direction. Okay? So, since ang current natin dito, so 0 tayo, di ba? Sa ating secondary current. Ano ngayon ang magiging current natin dito? I sub P. I sub P now is also equal to ang current lang natin na pumasok ay yung magnetizing current. So, inuulit ko, this is in ideal transformer at no load. Okay? So, kung yan yung ating component, so we have the primary terminal voltage. So, this one, I sub M will be equal to I sub P. So, yun yung primary current mo. Given that the I sub S is equal to 0. Okay? So, ano ngayon ang power during no load conditions? So, power input will be equal now to, okay, power in the primary side, that is also equal to the power at the secondary, sabi natin noong una. Pero since dito, so 0, ang P out mo ay 0, di ba? Wala kang power output. 0. So, ano ngayon ang input mo? Knowing na meron kang supply, nagpo-flow yung current. So, based on the ideal transformer conditions, so we have the VP for the primary terminal voltage times the primary current, which is also equal to I sub M or the magnetizing current. And syempre, we have cosine. So, anong kailangan nating angle? So, yung angle between or angle phi sub 0. Phi sub 0. Or this is the magnetizing angle. Sorry. This is the no load power factor. Okay, so this is the phase difference between the primary terminal voltage and the primary current. So based dun sa ating figure, okay, so we have phase angle between the primary and the secondary. So ang angle mo dito, so we have the phi sub 0 or phi sub O is equal to 90 degrees. At alam natin, cosine 90 is equal to 0. Therefore, kung 0 itong part na ito, 0 siya, ang mangyayari mo, the power input is equal to 0. Okay. So meaning no power. No power input. No active power input. So ganun ka, no? On ideal transformer, no load. Meaning, kung wala kang power input, no loss ka. Okay? So that supports the concept of an ideal transformer. Wherein, in the condition of an ideal transformer, so zero loss. Yun yung concept niya. Okay? So, lipat naman tayo ngayon sa practical transformer on no load. So, when we say practical, so ito na talaga yung conventional na transformer natin. Yung nangyayari talaga, ano talaga nangyayari. So, palitan lang natin ulit ng V sub P to, no? Dun sa ibang lecture na binibigay ko sa inyo, minsan, ang gamit na subscript ay I sub 1, ganun, ano? I sub 1, I sub 2, V sub 1. So, sa ibang book kasi, ang gamit nila, yung subscript para sa primary side is 1. So, di ba dito P for primary? So, sa iba, 1 naman. Doon sa isa, secondary is S. And doon sa iba, 2, no? Tapos, kapag ka nakakabasa ka ng term na ganyan, bawa ganito. So, this is I sub 2 or secondary current. So, So dito, ang ibig sabihin niyan I sub S, secondary current, ano? So kapag nakakita ka ng merong apostrophing ganun, so that means that current is reflected to primary. Okay? Or that is the equivalent current of the secondary current related to primary. Ibig sabihin, yung current na I sub 2 prime, yan ay yung current ng secondary na nirelate sa primary side. Ito yung primary side mo. Di ba? Halimbawa dito, meron kang current dito, halimbawa, sabihin natin may load ka. Meron kang nakasaksak na load. So ito yung I2 mo or I sub S, di ba? Kapag nirelate natin or dinala natin sa primary yung current ng I sub 2, ibig sabihin, since nagta-transfer lang naman tayo ng ng energy from one electrical circuit to another, ibig sabihin, itong current na to, magkaka-epekto siya dito. Okay? Yung current na papasok dito in practical transformers, nakadepende lang do sa size nung load natin or nung current na hihigupin ng ating load. So, dahil dyan, meron tayong nabuong I sub 2 prime. Okay? Yun lang ibig sabihin nun. Bura-bura. Para hindi nalilito sa sign or sa symbols na ginagamit. Kung nalilito, magtanong lang. Wala mang problema. Okay. So, balik tayo dito sa practical transformer. So, doon sa ideal, sabi natin, meron tayong magnetizing current component. So, that is the current needed for the primary winding to induce a flux. So, dito meron din. So, magnetizing current. Magnetizing current. So, since in practical, so, i-consider pa rin natin yung resistive component ng isang winding. So, itong winding na to, so yan ay hindi purely inductive. Okay? So, yan, kino-consider yung kanyang resistive component. Okay? Kahit na sobrang liit. Okay? And that resistive component will cause will cause the transformer to have an additional current, ano? So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka lang I sub M ang papasok mo dito. Hindi lang I sub M. So, meron ka na ring papasok na I sub C. So, we have I sub C or the active component. Active component. So, this is the practical transformer and no load, ano? Ibig sabihin, kahit wala kang load, meron pa rin pumapasok na current sa primary side. Ngayon, meron tayo ngayong, for example, this is the component of the, okay, so we have the resistive component and the, pangit ng drawing. So this is the resistive, or this is the components, the inductive and resistive components of the winding, ano? So we have, so yung current na dadaloy dito, that is the I sub C. And yung papasok dito, or the magnetizing current, no? I sub M. So ngayon, what is the no load current? So we have now the I sub O. So that we will call that I sub O, the no load current. No load current. Okay. So yun yung mga bago nating components dito. Okay? Hindi na natin i-disregard yung resistive component dahil kahit maliit yung value niya, meron. Okay? So this is the exact approach on calculating or analyzing a transformer during no load conditions. Okay, so VP ka pa rin. Now, so this is V sub P. Remember, we are on no load condition, ano? So kanina, so meron pa rin tayong V sub P dito. V sub P. And we have the, of course, the induced voltages, E sub P and E sub S. Okay? So ngayon, dalawa na yung component ng ating current. So we have the magnetizing component. So dito ulit siya, 90 degrees lagging the current or the magnetizing current lags the voltage or the terminal voltage by 90 degrees. So bakit naging 90? Tandaan natin that is an inductive component. So yung ating mga inductive component or reactive component, so that can lead or lags the voltage or the current of the reactive or reactive component. It's either inductive or capacitive, that can lead or lags the voltage, terminal voltage. So pwede niyang i-lead or i-lag. So dito sa ating analysis, so since yung ating winding, yan ay combination of resistive and inductive component. So inductive component makes the current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. Okay, and also hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan, consider na natin yung active component. So now, pansinin natin yung I sub C natin, since yan ay papasok sa o dadaan or the component that causes the active component current is the resistive component. And yung sa ating magnetizing component, syempre yung inductive component natin, diba? So therefore, they are 90 degrees, they have a 90 degrees phase difference. Okay? So tandaan natin na yung current or yung active component and yung ating magnetizing component ay vectors. Okay? So how do we get now I sub O? So to get I sub O, that is just simply, okay, so kung vector yan, to get I sub O, we get the vector sum of I sub C plus I sub M. Okay, so we have the vectors. Vector sum, Okay, so paano yan, Yun lang, ganun lang. Re-reflect lang tayo. I-reflect natin yung I sub M dito. Reflect natin yung I sub C. So yung crossing ng dalawa, saan sila magmi-meet. So mula sa origin hanggang doon sa crossing, or sa meeting point. So this one will be the I sub O. Okay, I sub O now, if that is vector addition, alam natin. Okay, so meron tayong right triangle. So we have, okay, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, I sub C squared plus I sub M squared. Okay, so ito yung formula or equation na pwede natin magamit to solve for the magnitude. Tandaan, magnitude lang to ng I sub O. Okay, so now we have this angle. So yung I sub O natin, mula kay V sub P hanggang kay I sub O, so this is the no load power factor, So hindi ito, tandaan. Tandaan natin yung power factor, that is the angle. For example, this is your voltage, na ituro ko na to sa AC circuits. For example, this is the voltage and this is the current, V and I. Remember that the power factor is the angle from the voltage, that is the angle between the voltage and the current. In this analysis, so yung ating voltage ito, so V sub P, at yung ating input current, so I sub P natin, I sub P, at during no load will be equal to I sub O. Okay, and like dun sa ating during no load condition for ideal transformer, so yung I sub P natin is equal only to I sub M, magnetizing current lang. So dito kasi ngayon, meron na tayong I sub C or the active component. So pansinin yung ating figure. If this one is P sub O, so P sub O natin, so that is the no load power factor. No load power factor, PF. Okay. So, pwede nating i-relate, ano? Kung 90 degrees yan, 90 degrees triangle or right triangle yan, so anong relation ang pwede natin gamitin? So, kung ito ay 90, okay, so we have I sub C and this one is I sub M, di ba? I-redraw ko lang yung triangle, ano? Ito na yung gamitin natin, yung nasa taas. Ito, para rectang I sub or Phi sub O na tayo. If this is I sub C and this is I sub M, anong magiging equations natin dyan, ano? How to solve for I sub C first? I sub C or the active component will be equal to, okay, tanda natin, ito yung angle natin reference, ano? Opposite, adjacent. Okay? Opposite side, adjacent side, hypotenuse. So sine phi sub 0 is equal now to opposite or I sub M over I sub O. And cosine phi sub 0 or sub O is equal to I sub C or adjacent side all over I sub O. Okay? So to solve for I sub C here, okay, so we cross multiply lang, ano? So I sub C now is equal to I sub O times cosine phi sub O. Okay, so this is the equation to solve for the magnitude of I sub C. So how about the direction, sir? What is the direction of I sub C? So I sub C is always in phase with the V sub P. Okay, since yan ay resistive load lang. Naalala natin, kapag meron tayong resistive load, the current has the same direction with the voltage. So kung I sub M, okay, solving for I sub M here, pansinin to, no? I sub M now is equal to, cross multiply lang ulit. So we have I sub M is equal to I sub O times sine phi sub 0. Okay? So we have now the three equations, ano? So for the magnitude of I sub O, this one is for active component and this one is magnetizing component. How about the direction of I sub O? Ito, I sub O natin, ano? Gusto natin kunin yung direction. Saan ka magre-refer? So, syempre, ang reference mo dito. Ito ang reference mo. Mula dito sa positive x-axis, papunta dun sa I sub O. So, to solve for this angle, okay, so we have, sabihin natin, this is theta. Theta sub 0. Okay, so theta sub 0, to solve for that, we have the opposite and the adjacent side, di ba? We have the I sub C and I sub M. So we have tangent theta sub 0 is equal to I sub C all over I sub M. Okay, opposite over adjacent. Then, inverse tangent lang. So, theta sub O or sub 0 is equal to inverse tangent I sub C all over I sub M. So, this is the formula or the equation to get the direction of I sub O or the no-load current. Since yan ay combination ng active and magnetizing component. So, meron siyang direction, hindi lang siya naglalay sa X or Y axis. Okay, so sa ibang book, iba yung gamit nila symbol. Pero, as long as naiintindihan mo na direction yan ng, or angle ng no-load current, so kaya mo siyang i-solve, no? Kahit magkapalit-palit pa yung symbol niyan. Yun yung dapat nating matutunan, na kahit anong book yung binabasa natin, dapat naiintindihan natin yung flow ng kanilang discussion, yung flow ng kanilang solution, para kahit ibang symbol, kaya nating sakyan. So now we have the components of the no-load current. Na-analyze na natin ano yung mga components niya. So we have now yung no-load current. We have I sub C, I sub M for the practical transformer. Yun yung mga current niya. So now, to solve for the power input during no load, ano yung power input dun sa ating primary winding. So P is equal to V sub P times I sub P times cosine P sub O or P sub 0. So we have yung ating primary current I sub P is also equal to I sub O. Diba? So during no load conditions, yung primary current na papasok is the no load current, no? Ngayon, we have the cosine phi, no? So ito yung ating no load power factor. Okay? The angle between the VP and the no load current. So now, so we can write P is equal to V sub P times I sub O cosine P, no? So now, kung napapansin yung ating I sub O and cosine P. So naalala natin, I sub C is given to us by I sub O times cosine Phi sub O. Diba? Yan siya, no? So we can write now P is equal to V sub P I sub C. Bakit nangyaring ganun, ano? Na yung current na papasok, okay, is equal to the active component. So ba't nagkaganon? Okay, so tandaan natin na this is active component, although ang ginagamit natin current ay no load dito sa derivation, lumabas sa dulo na ang meron lang palang madi-dissipate na energy or na active power ay syempre yung ating active component, no? So syempre pumasok yung current mo dito. So ano lang yung magdi-dissipate dyan sa dalawa ng active power? Syempre yung resistive load lang. At it so happened na yung current na dumadaan dyan ay I sub C. Therefore, we have P or the power is equal to V sub P times I sub C. Watts yung unit natin dyan, ano? Then, that is also what we call, okay, so W sub O, V, or, so P is also equal to W sub O, or VP times IC. So, itong loss na to, or itong power na to, that is the iron loss. Iron loss. Okay, so malinaw sana sa atin yun. Part na yun. So, ito yung maging equation natin to solve the iron loss. Okay? So, sa mga susunod nating pag-aaral, tuturo sa atin yung short circuit and open circuit test. So, makikita nyo na parehas pala. Parehas pala yung power sa open circuit test tsaka sa no load loss, no? Okay. So, now let's solve the problem. So, the no load current of a transformer is a 10 ampere no load current. Okay, so we have 10 amperes to I sub O is equal to 10 amperes. At a power factor of 0.25 lagging, ano? So, meron tayong no load power factor of P sub O na 0.25. Okay, so this is cosine P sub O. Tandaan natin yung P sub O, yan ay angle. Okay, so kung yan ay power factor, naalala natin yung power factor, yan ay equal sa cosine theta. And in this topic, P yung gamit nating power factor angle, power factor angle. Then when connected to 400 volts with third supply, so ibig sabihin ito yung primary, with third supply, then 400 volts. So calculate the magnetizing component of the no load current, iron loss, maximum value of flux in the core. Ito, so madali lang to. Para ka lang nung part 1, no? So unahin natin letter A, so magnetizing component. So alam natin yung magnetizing component is equal to I sub M equals I sub O times sin P sub O. Then, okay, anong kulang natin? Meron tayong I sub O, wala tayo nung angle, power factor angle. Pero tandaan, meron tayong given na no load power factor. To solve for that, so if we have power factor is equal to cosine P sub 0, so to get the angle, so inverse cosine tayo both sides. Yes? Inverse cosine P sub O, inverse cosine P sub F. Tama ba? Okay. May kulang pala. So, ililipat mo lang yung inverse cosine ka lang. So, mangyayari, P sub O na lang to. So, P sub O is equal to inverse cosine power factor. So, ito yung ating power factor. So, nag-inverse cosine tayo. Pakita natin sa calcu. Teka. Calculator. So, pakita natin. So, we have inverse cosine 0.25. So, ang lalabas natin dyan ay 75.522. Okay, so yun yung ating power factor angle. Then, gamitin natin tong angle na to para makuha ay sabihin. Palit na natin dito sa equation na to. So, we have 10 times sine 75.522. So, 10 times sine yung ating sagot kanina. So, we have 9.8624. Okay, so yun yung ating magnetizing current. Now, let's have letter B, or iron loss. So, we have the equation. So, W sub O is equal to V sub 1 I sub O cosine phi sub O. So, ito ay V sub B ito, no? Primary, ibig sabihin yan. So, hindi na I sub C yung ginamit. Pero, malinaw sa atin, yung I sub O times cosine phi sub O, yan yung I sub C. Although, given naman yung ating no load current, tapos yung ating power factor, yun ay gamitin natin. Huwag mo na akong solve yung I sub C. Papahirapan pa yung sarili mo eh. Pero naiintindihan mo na yung current na yun ay I sub C. Di ba? So we have now, okay, so yung primary voltage natin, V sub O times 10 times 0.25. So we have, 0.25 ay yung ating no load power factor. So we have 1,000 watts. So this is the iron loss. And now, yung sa huli, napakadali lang, V sub P, E sub P. In-assume na equal yung ating induced voltage dun sa terminal voltage, ano? So, madalas naman kasi yung terminal tapos yung E sub P, hindi naman masyadong malayo yung difference nila. Then we have the primary turns na 500. So, using our equation, E sub P is equal to 4.44 F P sub M, or the magnetized maximum flux sa core, ano, times the number of turns, primary turns. Substituting, we have 400 equals 4.44 times 50 times P sub M times 500. So, napakadali pag ganito, isang din nakawala. Di-divide lang natin both sides ng value na to para mag-isa na tong P sub M. So, we have now 400 all over 4.44 times 50 times 500. So, that will be equal to 3.6036 times 10 raised to negative 3. So, yung times 10 negative 3 times 10 raised to negative 3, pwede natin i-write as milliweber. Milli. So, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng milliweber dyan. So, yun lang. Ganun lang kadali yung pagsasolve dito. So, sana malinaw sa ating lahat. And pag may tanong, magtanong na, huwag mahihiya. Okay?